I have to start by telling you, my worst roommate story involves a guy who convinced me my smoke detector batteries were dead, only to steal my artisanal cheese when I went to the store to replace them. Low effort, low reward.
That is, wow. That's some next level passive aggression right there. But it still doesn't quite compare to the story we've got lined up today. No. We are diving into a realm of truly unbelievable yet kind of low budget creepiness. It's something else.
Absolutely. So our source material today, it's this viral Reddit post from back in March 2020. And the main person, the original poster, she's this 25-year-old woman.
Right.
And her simple trip, just, getting tires changed in her tiny rural town, turned into this accidental discovery of surveillance. Pretty wild.
And this is where we hit the main point of this deep dive almost immediately. We aren't just here to talk about one weird guy, one specific incident.
Okay.
Because the comment section on this story, it blew up with auto mechanics saying, essentially, this kind of cheap personal GPS tracking, it happens all the time, like way more than you'd think. Seriously.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this isn't just some juicy story then. It's kind of like a warning label.
Exactly. So our mission for you, the listener, is pretty simple. Quickly pull out the most absurd facts from this whole thing, appreciate the honestly perfect escape plan she pulled off, and definitely giggle at the truly pathetic excuses this roommate tried to use later on.
A simple, fast-paced trip through the anatomy of a really, really bad decision. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Okay, so we start with the backstory, what we're calling the extremely casual setup. This 25-year-old woman, she moves to a rural area, needs a roommate to split costs, standard stuff.
Right. Makes sense.
And she gets introduced to this 34-year-old guy. And the key detail here, recently divorced.
Okay. The recently divorced guy needing a quick place to land. It's kind of the classic starting point for potential turbulence, right? Especially when you're sharing a small space.
Totally. And things seemed fine at first, splitting rent, normal interactions. But then about 6 months in, they made the classic cohabitation error.
Don't tell me. Yep. The OOP herself called it a stupid mistake. They agreed to a friends with benefits arrangement.
Oh, the cohabiting FWB. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
It's like adding gasoline to a candle, Looks maybe okay for a second, then the whole thing just burns down.
Yeah.
Because the problem with FWB when you share a lease is you think you can separate the intimacy from the, constant availability. You just can't. It gets messy.
And it did. Almost immediately after that boundary blurred, the OOP said the roommates started getting weird.
Weird how, though? Leaving dishes weird or something else?
More like possessive weird. He started staying up really late, and I'm quoting the post here. He was questioning me about where I had been and who I was around.
Whoa, hold on. That shift is fast. That's not, a normal relationship adjustment. That's emotional monitoring. That's red flag territory.
Yeah.
The minute someone you just share rent with, even with the FWB thing, starts acting like your parole officer, that whole arrangement stopped being beneficial. Except maybe for the warden.
She saw pretty quickly, thankfully. She ended the hooking up part, told him it wasn't working.
Good for her. How do you take it?
Well, he got mad initially, she said. But then things seemed to kind of settle down again. Seemed fine for a bit.
But the seeds of, control or possessiveness were clearly there. And maybe he just switched tactics from obvious boyfriend-type behavior to, secret spy behavior.
Which brings us right to the mechanic shop and the shocking discovery. So picture this. It's early March 2020.
Okay. Right when things were getting weird everywhere.
Exactly.
Right.
COVID's just starting to ramp up. And the OOP, wanting to be a good local citizen in this small town, decides to get new tires to support a local mechanic shop.
Business was slow.
Oh, supporting small business. That's so wholesome. And it leads to this. The irony is just thick.
So she's there, waiting. Pretty normal. Then the mechanic calls her over to the car lift.
Okay.
He points on her car. And there's this small black magnetic box just stuck to the frame. And he asks her, super casually at first, if she knows what it is. Oh my God. I cannot stress how much I love that the hero of this story is the mechanic. Not some detective, not her best friend finding it, just a guy with a wrench.
He's the ultimate accidental detective.
Yeah.
And the post says, he asked casually, but when she was like, no, what is that? His whole demeanor just changed.
Yeah, because he knew.
He knew exactly what it was, told her straight up. It's a GPS tracker.
You know you're in trouble when the person who usually deals with, busted transmissions gives you that look. This is way above my pay grade, but seriously, you need to run look.
Totally. And the OOP's brain, lightning fast, totally rational thought process. Given his recent weirdness, the questioning, She immediately thought, quoting again, "No other way a grips would be on my car unless my roommate put it there."
It makes perfect sense. And the low-tech aspect of it is almost funnier. We think of spies with fancy gadgets, but nope. This is literally a magnetic box he probably got on Amazon, stuck under an old car.
So simple. And she made this incredibly smart call right there in the garage. She told the mechanic she was clueless, acted surprised.
Okay.
But asked him not to remove it. Leave it there.
Ah, brilliant. So the roommate wouldn't know she knew? Buy yourself some time.
Exactly. This is critical, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, time is everything when you realize you might be living with, well, a budget stalker.
And think about the timing. March 2020. If she didn't act fast, she could have been locked down, literally trapped in the house with the guy she now knows is tracking her every move. The stakes were incredibly high.
Which leads us to the very next day, March 30th, the Great Escape.
Dun, 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 dun.
She moved so fast. Her lease was ending in May anyway, so she just decided, I'm out now.
Good.
She subtly packed everything important. Thankfully, she didn't have tons of stuff most fit in her car. Her one big item was an old bed.
Yeah.
And she just thought, nope, he can keep it. Sacrifice the bed for freedom.
Totally worth it. Leave the bed, take the essentials, burn rubber back to somewhere safe. The ultimate ghosting maneuver. Love it.
And she didn't just run, she documented everything. Drove straight to the police station, back in her familiar hometown early that morning, had them officially remove the device.
Yes. Documentation. Smart, smart, smart. So the police saw it.
Yep. And they confirmed what everyone suspected. Looked like a cheap one from Amazon or eBay.
The budget stalker strikes again. Unbelievable.
Now, you know, the internet comments went wild with advice for her, right?
Oh, I bet. Let me guess. Chaotic, evil suggestions.
Oh, yeah. The best ones were like, take the tracker off and slap it on the back of a long-haul trucker.
Yeah.
Or throw it on a freight train heading to, like, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Give the guy the ultimate tracking headache.
I will always love the chaos agents of Reddit. Just imagine this dude hunched over his phone, watching his little car icon cross into Saskatchewan. That's comedy gold right there. Pure confusion.
It is hilarious. But the OLP, thankfully, she stuck to the good advice. Run, document, call the cops.
Sensible. Sometimes boring is best.
And she also had a really good response to those comments. You always see them saying, oh, don't press charges. You'll ruin his life.
Ugh, that argument. The entitlement is just, wow, it's his actions.
Exactly. She pointed out correctly that based on what people were saying, this unauthorized tracking thing, it's often just a simple misdemeanor charge.
Yeah.
And if he did it, she said it'd be rightly justified if she reported it. His choices, his consequences. Simple as that.
That is such a clear-headed, strong response from someone who just got out in a genuinely scary situation. Good for her for not letting his bad decisions make her feel guilty.
Which perfectly sets up the best part. The absurd confession.
Okay, I'm ready.
So, the OOP is safe, back home. She decides to call him, confront him over the phone about the GPS tracker.
Okay, the moment of truth. Lay it on me. What's the excuse? How does he possibly justify turning into, like, a low-rent James Bond?
She asks him straight up about the tracker.
Yeah.
And he admits it, like, immediately.
No, are you serious? He just folded that easily after all that sneaking around.
Folded faster than a cheap beach chair. The sources say he got instantly freaked out the second she mentioned she'd given the device to the police.
Wow. Okay, so what was excuse number one? The immediate justification.
His first, most pathetic defense was, get this, he was concerned for my safety when she went places alone.
Oh, come on. Hold on. I need a second. He was concerned for her safety. He's attaching illegal surveillance gear to her car, totally violating her privacy. And his defense is he's basically just a helpful neighbor. The mental gymnastics there are staggering.
The internet was absolutely not having any of that excuse. That's where that perfect one-liner came from in the comments. Buddy, you're the safety concern.
Exactly. Perfect. So did he stick with that terrible excuse?
Well, when she kept pushing back on the whole safety angle, apparently he kind of snapped. And then the real motive came out, the utterly pathetic one.
Here we go.
He claimed he knew she was seeing someone else back when they were doing the FWB thing, which, by the way, she denied.
So it wasn't about safety at all. It was pure jealousy and paranoia.
Exactly. He was using the tracker to try and confirm his own insecure suspicions about her dating life, which, ironically, was none of his damn business anyway, even when they were hooking up.
And this is where you zoom out and see the bigger picture, right? Because the commenters immediately jumped on this.
How so?
They connected this jealousy motive straight back to the fact he was recently divorced when he moved in. This likely wasn't some one-off mistake because he caught feelings during the FWB phase.
Ah, you think it's a pattern?
It points towards a potential pattern, yeah. This tracking, this need for control, it was probably there before. It makes you seriously wonder if his ex-wife has a very similar or maybe even worse story to tell.
That's a really chilling thought. It shifts the whole thing from just a dumb, creepy roommate situation to potentially a recurring pattern of toxic control. The FWB thing was just the convenient excuse he used this time.
Absolutely. And it just solidifies why her decision to get out immediately and involve the police was 100% the right call, no matter what the eventual charge might be.
Yeah, totally. So the final, maybe most shocking takeaway from this whole deep dive, apart from the fact that she got out safe and sound, which is great, it's that reality check from people who actually work on cars for a living. The mechanics.
Oh, right, that comment. Yeah, the one from the auto industry worker, like 15 years experience, who just flat out said, you guys have no idea how often this happens.
Right.
It is unsettling.
It really is. It's the normalization of it. It's not random people doing this. It's almost always domestic, personal, husband, ex-boyfriend, roommate, co-worker. And often using exactly this kind of cheap, easy-to-get technology, like off Amazon or eBay.
It's scary, and it just makes you appreciate that mechanic even more, you know? The accidental hero. He deserves some kind of award for just being observant and actually saying something. Hey, this little black box probably shouldn't be here. He potentially saved her from months, maybe longer, of real fear.
Definitely the MVP of this story. So, okay, we've covered the toxic FWB fallout, the brilliant escape, the truly lame confession. The really provocative question we want to leave you, the listener, with, it's about that little black box itself.
Yeah. Where are you going with this?
Well, we know the police took it as evidence in her case, but think bigger picture. Considering how cheap and available these things are, and how often mechanics are apparently finding them.
Okay.
What if the companies making these cheap trackers started getting, like, anonymous data requests? Not from police, just tracking their own product usage.
Whoa! Like, do the manufacturers see hundreds, thousands of these things getting bought, activated, attached to cars?
Yeah, and then just quietly stop pinging when the target moves away, or finds a good mechanic, or tosses it on that train to Canada.
That's actually a fascinating and kind of terrifying thought. The ultimate privacy question maybe isn't about big government tracking us. It's about the sheer volume of personal, low-tech, magnetic boxes. Just quietly logging movements in suburbs and towns all over the place right now, put there by people we know. That's the hidden surveillance state we don't really talk about.
Definitely something to mull over next time you see a sale on Amazon Prime Day.